Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so we are reading, we are discussing this topic, the spirit of sadhana, and I'll try to cover whatever points I can in this short time. Okay. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Gauravani Prachar Nirvisheshya Bhati Paschatishta. So we are discussing the spirit of sadhana, and this is mentioned by Rupa Goswami in his Nectar of Instruction directly. Now Rupa Goswami says, 𝗪 निषेधैर्य तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् sadhu sangha sato vrite sadvir bhakti prasidhyati. That bhakti means here sadhana bhakti. If you want to increase your sadhana bhakti, what should we do? And Rupa Goswami mentions 6 points. Or you can say Rupa Goswami is speaking about the spirit of sadhana in 6 points. Now, the first point in spirit of sadhana is, the meaning of spirit of sadhana is to keep our sadhana, keep on going, actually not just keep on going. As Prabhupada said, we should increase our endeavors every day. That's what is desired. We should as Srila Prabhupada said, every day the quality and quantity of chanting and sadhana should increase. The question is how to do that, because there is illusion, there are temptations, there is bewilderment, confusions, there are so many things. So what to do? That's the question. What to do? So how to continue our sadhana day after day, month after month, year after year, till our last breath, until our last breath. That's the point there. Generally, after some years, the sadhana dampens, it becomes mechanical and ritualistic, and devotees then fall down. That's what it happens. So Rupa Goswami gives us 6 steps, which comprises the spirit of sadhanas. First step is utsaha. Enthusiasm is the most important limb or point when it comes to spirit of sadhana. Without Bhaktivinoda Thakur even comes to say to this point that bhakti means enthusiasm. He gives a synonym of devotion, enthusiasm. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, without enthusiasm, devotion is like a lifeless body. Enthusiasm is the soul of sadhana, or the spirit of sadhana. Directly the topic comes to this point. Bhaktivinoda Thakur makes this point, enthusiasm. But now the question comes, what is enthusiasm? So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, enthusiasm means serving Krishna with intelligence. That is enthusiasm. When you serve Krishna with intelligence, then you become enthusiastic. If you are serving without intelligence, then you are like a mechanical labor. That's all. Then you don't get interest. So, without interest, people then become bored of. So that's the meaning of enthusiasm. if we want, number one point on spirit of sadhana is enthusiasm. We have to remain enthusiastic. We cannot be enthusiastic if we don't find interest in that subject. It's as simple as that. So if you don't find interest in anything, it will become boring and you will become unenthusiastic. That's all. That's why Srila Prabhupada defines enthusiasm as intelligent, serving intelligently. That is enthusiasm. So the spirit of sadhana, that means there is a role of intelligence in maintaining the spirit of sadhana. It's not just the game of emotions. That's not the point. Emotions are important, but emotions should be founded and based on the foundation of emotions should be intelligence, a stable intelligence. Otherwise, the building of emotions is shaky and it will fall down. That's what Krishna says. I don't say that. Krishna says in 10th chapter, 8th verse, Buddha bhava samanvitaha. That's a verse. He says, Aham 𝗙𝗹𝗶𝗹𝗀 matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samanvita. The foundation of bhava is buddhi. So Prabhupada brings in definition of enthusiasm, intelligence. Yeah, this is quite an interesting insight which is directly taken from Bhagavad Gita. So that's the first point, enthusiasm. One, somewhere Srila Prabhupada also said, somebody asked him how to be enthusiastic. Prabhupada said, you can be enthusiastic by being enthusiastic. Enthusiasm comes from enthusiasm. Just like in Kirtan, you just stand in one corner and everybody is dancing, you will remain standing. But if you want to dance, just join the group of the dancers and you will start dancing yourself. Isn't it? That's another method to dance. You automatically start dancing because everybody is dancing. So similarly, if you want to be enthusiastic, be enthusiastic. Even if it's artificially. And that will generate true enthusiasm. That's why Prabhupada says, imitation of good things is good. So that is the spirit of devotion or sadhana, enthusiasm. Second point is, generally when devotees are enthusiastic, they remain enthusiastic for some time and not for all the time. The graph of enthusiasm goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So what to do? Rupa Goswami gives another point, 𝗙liche. That is, what's the meaning of 𝗙liche? Determination? Yeah. Fixing the goal, determination. Prabhupada says fixing the goal. So the second point in spirit of sadhana is determination, which comes from understanding and fixing the goal of sadhana. So that means the spirit of sadhana largely depends on what is your sadhya. That is why Mahaprabhu says sadhya sadhan nirnay, Ramananda Rai Mahaprabhu's discussion. So you have to clear your goal. What's your goal? What's the goal of Vaishnavism? Not just Vaishnavism, but what's the goal of Gaudiya Vaishnavism? That should be laser pointed clear. Otherwise, we'll lose the spirit. Srila Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita, due to lack of goal, the mind is frustrated. So you might say, okay, well, I know the goal is the love of God. Or you might say, okay, I know the goal of life, it's preaching. No, it's not. Goal of life is not preaching. Preaching is one of the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you have to execute, but the goal of life is love of God. Preaching is for producing love of God and distributing love of God. So love of God, that is the goal, but that's in a very general sense, but then you have to go in detail. So just like Prabhupada says, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas it is love of God in separation. But this is also very general. If you go in more details, then you will come to understand what is the definition of love, what is separation. you see all these points have to be considered very carefully. And this is all explained in Nectar of Devotion, and Chaitanya Charitamrita Srila Prabhupada explains. So that's determination, second point. The spirit of sadhana can be made by determination, which is again determined by the clarity of goal which you have in your life. Now, devotees who are practicing sadhana for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 10 years, 11 years, 12, 15, 16, 20, they generally lose patience because it's not easy to get love of God. You don't get immediate results in devotion. Of course, you get immediate results in devotion in the sense, Rupa Goswami says, as soon as you start devotion, there is 𝗙liche, 𝗪𝗔, reduction of mental anxieties, you'll start getting good qualities. But to attain love of God, that takes a lot of time. So devotees lose patience in the way. That's why Rupa Goswami says, 𝗦liche𝗪𝗲𝗀. You need 𝗪. If you want to maintain spirit of sadhana, you need patience. It will take time to become pure. Don't become impatient. Give yourself time. You might have got bad habits or mental weaknesses which will obstruct your sadhana. No problems. Keep on going patiently. Don't get disturbed. That's the point. That's the third point. The spirit of sadhana can be maintained by patience. That is, don't get disturbed by your mental bewilderments or external politics. No, just remind yourself, I am spirit soul, I am servant of Krishna, my purpose is to serve Krishna. Rest of the things are temporary, it will come and go. I should not be affected by that. Just as so many rivers enter the sea, but sea is unaffected. So like that. So third is patience, which is which can be tested by our mental state when we are in problematic situations or bewildering situations. If we maintain our 𝗪𝗖𝗄𝗄, mental balance, and we are not disturbed, then that produces patience, and the devotee can continue in sadhana. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. But the question now comes is, okay, we can maintain patience, enthusiasm, determination, but still it's easy to be distracted and fall down. So Rupa Goswami says, fourth thing, if you want patience, enthusiasm, determination, from where do you get this? The question is, from where do you get this? Undeterred enthusiasm, undeviated determination, and unstoppable patience. How do you get this? Get this by tat karma pravartanat. You have to follow previous acharyas. You have to read their life history, you have to follow their advices, and that will keep you enthusiastic, patient, and determined. They have charted out a system, given advices, they have given warnings, and their life history is there. So by doing this, tat karma pravartana, that's the fourth point. We can maintain our spirit of sadhana. That's why it's daily we should read about some saint, his life history, his or her life history, their teachings, somewhat, so that we remain inspired and we remain alive in Krishna consciousness. That's the whole point. We don't die. Without spirit, sadhana is a dead body. So let's not die. Let's keep ourselves alive. Just like if you want to keep fire alive, if you want to keep the fire going on, you keep the fire going on, then you have to put either wood or some fuel in it continuously. Similarly, if you want to keep the fire of your devotion going on, if the spirit of sadhana, you want to keep your sadhana going on, there should be some spirit. You have to keep on adding. You have to daily read some saint, get inspired, their teaching or something you have to do as you die. Pravartanat, Then after that, Sadhu Sangha. Now, I mean to say, you can read previous life history, saints, and you can read the teachings daily, but you need some you need some life company. Without a life company, you become bored, isn't it? Anybody can become bored. Even in the best college, so even if you're in the best college in the world, engineering college, best engineering college in the world, you have best teachers, best subject, but you need some friends, otherwise you lose your mental balance, you become defocused. So that means you need association of good devotees who have enthusiasm, who have patience, who are determined, who have faith in previous acharyas, or who are trying to cultivate, who want to advance. That's the whole point. Who are alive in themselves, who want to become healthy and go back to God. That kind of, whose heart is kindling with fire to attain God. That kind of association is required. Sadhu Sangha. Devotees who want to spend sleepless nights discussing about Krishna and days serving Krishna, isn't it? Ratre Kirtan, what's that? Dine Kirtan, Ratre Rasasvadan. That's what Mahaprabhu is doing. So that's what is Sadhu Sangha. So Spirit of Sadhana can be maintained by Sadhu Sangha, 5th point, and the 6th is Sato Vritaha. This is very important. Even if we have Sadhu Sangha and if we are following everything, and let's say we are reading previous life saints' history, pastimes and their teachings, and enthusiastic, patience, determined, but if we don't have Sato Vrita, if we don't have good qualities, if we don't cultivate good qualities in us, Brahmanical qualifications, as they say. Prabhupada said, I want to make Brahmins in Krishna Consciousness movement. That means if we don't have good qualities, 𝗙𝗂𝗋 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗀𝗃 𝗪𝗀𝗃. What's that verse? 11? No, 10. What's this verse? Hari bol. 𝗙𝗂𝗋 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗃 𝗪𝗀𝗃, आज ही तो बताया उसने. 10, 12, 10, 15. I just forgot. Oh, 5th canto.
5 chapter.
5th canto.
5th canto, 5 chapter, 15वां श्लोक.
No, 12th verse. 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse, something like this. 𝗙𝗂𝗋 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗃 𝗪𝗀𝗃, that's a verse. So all good qualities manifest in the devotee. So we have to develop good qualities in us. Abhyam sattvasam shuddhir, jnanam astikyam archavam, that is fearlessness, simplicity, cleanliness, philosophical mind, austerities, truthfulness, humbleness, tolerance. All these good qualities we have to develop, because only when we develop these good qualities, only then our mental frame is in such is in a position to grasp the teachings of saints and to remember their teachings and follow them. Otherwise, we will forget everything. We will read and we will forget. We will take sadhu sang, but we will not be able to grasp their advices or absorb and imbibe their advices. So that's the meaning of Satovrita. Moral good qualities, divine qualities, not moral qualities, divine qualities. 5, 8, 12, I think. 𝗙𝗂𝗋 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗃 𝗪𝗀𝗃. So like that, what's that?
5, 18, 12.
5, 18, 12, okay, yeah. 5, 18, 12. So that's what Rupa Sadber Bhakti Prasiddhyati. It's a beautiful advice by Rupa Goswami. He actually compresses everything into one verse. And if we try to follow Rupa Goswami's advice, we will always remain enthusiastic and determined and patient, and our spirit of sadhana will remain alive in sadhana. Even after many years, even after so much politics going around us, even after so much health problems or family problems or mental disturbances, if we follow this single advice of Rupa Goswami, we will maintain spirit of sadhana always. But the point is, that's why I explained what is enthusiasm and determination and patience, tatat karma vartanat, because devotees read this verse and they think, okay, I have to be enthusiastic, determined and patient. Well, I am enthusiastic, determined and patient, and then that's the whole problem. That's why it's necessary to define what are these and how to acquire them and how to maintain them. So you have to be enthusiastic, determined and patient. Enthusiasm is related to intelligence in Krishna consciousness. Determination is related to goal in Krishna consciousness. Patience is related to, what's that, keep on going? Yeah, need to keep on going. Patience is related to what? Just forgot that. Anyway, patience, yeah. So daily you have to keep on going, and so anyway, so what did I say? Patience related to what? I just told. Anyway, you can refer. So these three qualities, but then how to get these three qualities? Tatat karma pravartanat. You have to read previous lives history, previous lives of saints, their teachings, but then how to really interpret them properly? You need sadhu sang, good sadhu sang. But then how to imbibe and absorb the advices of sadhu sang? You need to develop good qualities within you and practice them. And if you can do that, then your spirit of sadhana is keep on increasing. The bar will keep on increasing, and you will keep on going, and you will help others also to keep on going. That's the whole idea. Okay, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions? I just want to take questions. Is there any?